Hey boys and girls, this is Wildman Willis here, and I'm doing a review of WWE Backlash. This is like the third pay-per-view in almost a month's time span, and my thoughts of the pay-per-view was, it wasn't a great pay-per-view. Basically, Miz and Seth Rollins stole the show in the beginning of the show, and after that, most of the matches were man between man and mediocre, or the endings just deflated everybody. So one thing, a lot of people that's upset, the WWE title was not on the line, was not in the main event. They choose to have Roman versus Samoa Joe, which I think was a very bad move. Because by the time that match started, it was already 11 o'clock. People was tired. They had an unnecessary tag match with Braun and Bobby Lashley, which nobody cares about Bobby Lashley. They just screwed the pooch as soon as he came up. So, I don't know what they're going to do with that, but I'm going to go into the matches. Of course, we're talking about Seth and Miz in the beginning. That was the first match for the Intercontinental title, and there was no tag team titles defended on this pay-per-view at all either. So, all the the U.S. title was defended, but no tag team titles. So, Miz and Seth pulled off a hell of a match. It almost looked like Seth messed up his knee. I hope he didn't. Miz could go. That was just, to me, the only highlight of the whole pay-per-view. Honestly, we had Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Randy Orton just looked like he just don't care. This was basically a match to give Jeff Hardy somebody to win against, and it was basically Randy Orton. So that was an okay match. These two guys can go. We know that, of course. Yeah, Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. This was an awkward ass match. I don't know what was going on. It seemed like that chemistry was off. And Nia Jax cut this weird promo at the end that nobody cared about. People was booing it. She was trying to do the whole be a star thing and bullying it. It came off kind of very corny and half-assed. So, I don't know what's going on with that. So, that was just awkward. They had a long drawn out thing with Elias, the New Day, Bobby Roode, Titus, Fandango, No Way Jose. That took up 15-20 minutes that they could have used during some of the matches so they could have ended the show. And I had that long ass match at the end of the show, which we could see Roman cannot do long matches. That's just obvious. He cannot do long matches because he was gassed halfway through the match. So Joe can go, but Roman can't. He just needs to be in a 10-minute match, and that's it. No more and no less. But I'm be going into that later on. Had Carmella and Charlotte Flair. That match was okay. Nothing to write home about anything like that. So Carmella is still the champion because Charlotte messed up trying to do moonsault, and she landed on her feet and buckled her knee, and Carmella took advantage of that. So about that one, that was about it. It felt like the show was longer than the actual matches that they had. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Lashley and Braun. That was a waste of damn time. They didn't even need that match on the show, to be honest with you. You had Cass versus Daniel Bryan. Of course, you know Daniel Bryan is just, everybody love him. And Cass, it was an okay match, but Cass is just Cass. That's the only way you could describe him. It was supposed to be Enzo versus Cass, but we all know what happened to Enzo. So they basically shifted over to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan got a beat down at the end after he made Cass tap out with quickness. So, and we had AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a no disqualification match. Even though the match ended in a count out because both men couldn't get up, but I thought no disqualification means there's no countouts. WWE just be changing their rules back and forth no matter what. Basically, this was Nutshot City match because both of them was doing 2 or 3 low blows on each other. The crowd popped off of the first one. So, and then we had the main event, which shouldn't have been the main event because people didn't go home happy because people was cheering for Joe. Before Roman's music even started, he got booed. And Joe was whipping his ass most of the damn match. All Roman could do was the drive-by, kick, punch, kick. Very formulaic. He hit the Superman punch like once or twice, a spear once. Joe basically had that man knocked out and choked out. Roman did his fake me off Hulk Hogan joint, hit the spear again, and won the match out of nowhere after getting beat up the whole match. He pulled the Super Cena, and the fans didn't like it. The fans was getting tired of the match. They was chanting, delete, 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 Rusev Day. They was doing anything to keep themselves entertained. And they just drugged this match out. This match shouldn't have been a 30-minute match. 15 the most, but 30, nah. The fans was getting restless. As soon as the match ended, they put a close-up on Roman and Joe because you could see that whole aisles of people was rushing to get out that joint or was leaving before the match even ended because they just was not feeling it. The crowd was booing the hell out of that whole match. They should have put that match in the middle of the show, but I know some people say, well, Nakamura and AJ wasn't going to have a clean finish, so that couldn't have ended the match. But either way, the fans wouldn't care because the fans just booed that match regardless. So even ending would have been some bull crap. So they should have just, I don't know what they're going to do. They trying this mess with Roman. He got beat by Brock Lesnar. They changed the rules for the cage match to make it look like Roman didn't lose, but he did because his foot was still on the apron after Brock rolled off the cage. So I don't know what WWE is just trying to do. People don't want to see Roman no more. They need to either turn him heel or send him way down to the mid-card. Have him put new people over or something. He doesn't need the title anymore. I feel like Braun got over so quickly, and now they teaming him with Bobby Lashley so they can take some of that shine off of Braun Strowman because Vince is just pressed to get Roman over, and it's not working. And you can tell by the crowd tonight, they thought he was going to get cheered in Saudi Arabia. That still ain't worked. So I don't know what's going to do. People are still going to watch the show because the network is only $10. It's not like it used to be when we had to pay $60, $70 for each pay-per-view. Especially we had 3 of them this month. That would have been like almost $200 because WrestleMania itself would have been $80 in HD. And these two probably on the cable and HD probably would have been about $75 a piece. So we gonna fuss and complain that Roman is still being pushed the way he is. But what can you do? The network is so cheap, you can't help but to have it. And you'll be a fool to cut it off because you don't want to be paying that $60, $70 for the pay-per-view. So it seemed like, I don't know what they're going to do with Roman. He's going to be able to go back at Raw and brag that he beat Samoa Joe and still get booed because they basically in the same area. So that's not going to help none because the same people that went last night are going to be the same people that was going to be there at Monday Night Raw. So they just, I don't know what to fix it. Either let him go away for a while or turn him heel. So people booing his ass anyway. So might as well turn him heel and call it a day. Have him come out there and say, fuck the fans. Y'all don't, you have it behind me anyway. You chant, delete, and all this and that. Call it a day. And then maybe have him a 2-year run as a heel and call it a day, and then you could turn him back babyface, and then maybe people will like him. I don't know. It's been 4 years. What we gonna do? But all in all, this Backlash pay-per-view was a very, very low end pay-per-view, and it wasn't all that exciting. The Greatest Royal Rumble was much better than this, and it was the longest show. So this is Wildman Willis signing off. See you next time.